Hi everyone, a very good afternoon and warm welcome on the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. I'm Gaurav Gupta and I'll take you through the revision of a CMAT 2024. So it's all about CMAT's quantitative techniques and data interpretation that we are going to discuss in today's session. Now, this is part number 5. So previously we have already covered 4 parts. We have already conducted 4 parts on quantitative techniques and data interpretation, in which we have discussed a variety of questions from different topics of quant, as well as different areas, different type of questions on data interpretation. Now, continuing this process of revision for the preparation of CMAT 2024, in this session, I have brought for all of you some more questions that will help you in increasing your I would say that command over different topics of quant and data interpretation. All right. So in this session, we'll be taking on some questions of quant and one set of data interpretation, and we'll be solving all these questions one by one, right? Now, if I talk about the areas that we are going to cover in this session, yes, you can like obviously from quant and DI, there is a separate section of 20 questions in CMAT out of the 5 sections that we get in CMAT examination. Now, in CMAT, as far as the time constraint is concerned, so it's not a big factor, it's not a big problem in this examination. We get plenty of time to attempt these questions. Okay, so it's not an examination like MHCT where you will have to attempt a question in less than 1 minute. Okay, so it's not like that. So here in CMAT examination, you will have plenty of time. Okay, so you can spend an average of more than 1 minute on every question. Also, there will be some questions. There are like 2 sections in CMAT, which involves just reading and no calculations, like general knowledge. So in general knowledge, you know the answer, you don't know the answer, you can finish up the section very quickly. All right. So whatever time you save from those type of sections, that can be invested in the sections which requires calculation, which requires solving. Okay. So you can afford to spend more than a minute per question in the questions of quant and data interpretation. All right. So friends, let's begin this session. So like I told you that we'll be solving the questions of quant and one set of data interpretation. All these questions will come on your screen one by one. I'll be giving you somewhere around 1.5 minute to solve each of these questions, after which we'll have a discussion on the solution of every question. All right. So friends, all the best for the solving of the questions in this session, as well as for your preparation ahead. So let's begin with the first question. So it will appear on your screen in a few moments. Be ready to solve this question. So first question on your screen now. Now, very simple, very basic question on functions. So it's just the basic understanding of the first relation that is given between f of x minus 1, and f of x minus 2, right? So if you understand just the basics of functions, then this question is hardly a question of 20 to 30 seconds. Believe me, yes. Not more than 1 minute for this question. Now it is given that f of x is equal to f of x minus 1 plus f of x minus 2 when x is greater than equal to 3. So let's say, for instance, I'll substitute x equal to 3 in this equation. So I can say that f of 3 will be equal to f of 3 minus 1, that is 2, plus f of 3 minus 2, that is 1. So f of 3 will be equal to the sum of f of 2 and f of 1. Now the values of f of 1 and f of 2 are already given in the question. So I can substitute these values. 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. Okay. Now if I substitute f, if I substitute x equal to 4, then what will be the relation? Now f of 4 is equal to f of 3 plus f of 2, right? F of 3 we have calculated, it will be 3, and f of 2 will be, it is given in the question, it is equal to 1. So this comes out to be 4. So for any value of x, the value of a function will be equal to the sum of the values of the function for the previous two values of x, right? Okay. So any value of the function will be equal to the sum of the previous two values. So if f of 1 is equal to 1, f of 2 is equal to 1, which is given in the question, I have seen that f of 3 is equal to the sum of these two, that is 2. F of 4, again we have already seen, it is equal to the sum of previous two values. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. वेट सो एक छोटा सा मिस्टेक कर दिया मैंने, वेरी स्मॉल एरर. सो मैंने 1 plus 1 को 3 लिख दिया, सो इट शुड हैव बीन 2. ओके, सो 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, so यहाँ पे 2 आ जाएगा, so instead of 4 it will be equal to 3, right? Now you will apply the same thing recursively, repeatedly. So f of 5 will be equal to the sum of the previous two values. 2 plus 3, that is 5. F of 6 will be equal to 3 plus 5, that is 8. F of 7 will be equal to 5 plus 8, that is 13. Then adding previous to 8 plus 13 is 21. 13 plus 21 is equal to 34. So 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is f of 9, right? I need the value of f of 12. So if you'll repeat this process another 3 times, you will get your answer. So f of 10 will be equal to 21 plus 34, that is 55. F of 11 is equal to 34 plus 55, that is 89. And finally, f of 12 is equal to 55 plus 89, that is 144. So 144, that is option B, is the correct answer of this question. Okay. Okay. Now, sign up. You are asking that, you're saying that I don't know anything about algebraic expressions. Please tell me how can I start learning algebra? So, sign up. Algebraic expressions is, I would say that the beginning of algebra. Okay. So, what you must do is, like since CMAT examination is still very far, so it is expected to be conducted in the month of April or May. We don't have any formal notification yet. So, you still have plenty of time. So, you will start from the basics of algebra. So start from algebraic expressions, linear equations, quadratic equations. Start from these areas. Spend 2 or 3 days completely on these areas. Practice at least 20-25 questions. Okay, and then so if you will practice 20-25 questions of each of these areas, then at least you will have some fundamentals in your mind, and then slowly and gradually you can then start solving the other areas as well. Okay, so how to start? It's important when to start. So start as soon as possible. Okay, now the sequence of topics will be algebraic expressions, basic algebraic expressions, simple equations, quadratic equations. All right, so understand, finalize these areas, and then keep moving ahead as per the requirement. Okay, so moving ahead, this was the answer of first question 144. Let's look at the next question. Now this is the question from time, speed, distance, arithmetic. In a linear race, Harsha beats Dinesh by 55 meters. Dinesh beats Venkat by 40 meters, and Harsha beats Venkat by 60 meters. You will have to find out the length of the race. So there are three runners, Harsha, Dinesh, and Venkat. You are given like by what distance one person is beating the other person, and you are given all the three combinations. Now, basic concept of the ratios will be applied here. The ratio of speeds is equal to the ratio of distances. This is what you'll have to apply. Equate the ratios of the distances of two persons and get the value of the length of the racetrack. Okay. All right, so let's start solving this one. Now, I'll assume that the length of the racetrack is equal to x. Okay, so Harsha, Dinesh, and Venkat, these are the three runners. Now, Harsha beats Dinesh by 25 meters. That means when Harsha finishes the race, when Harsha has covered the entire racetrack of x meters, then Dinesh has covered 25 meters less than Harsha. Done. Next, Dinesh beats Venkat by 40 meters. So when Dinesh has finished the race, Venkat has covered 40 meters less than Dinesh, right? Finally, Harsha beats Venkat by 60 meters. So relation between Harsha and Venkat, when Harsha has finished the race, Venkat has covered 60 meters less than Harsha. Okay. Now, I can say that when Harsha has covered x, Dinesh has covered x minus 25 and Venkat has covered x minus 60. Also, when Dinesh has covered x, Venkat has covered x minus 40. Now look at these given values. Now, for Dinesh, the ratio of these two distances will be equal to the ratio of these two distances for Venkat because they are covered in equal time intervals. So the time in which Dinesh has covered x minus 25, Venkat has covered x minus 60. Also, the time in which Dinesh has covered x, Venkat has covered x minus 40. All right. Now, Deep has given an answer 200. So, I'll equate this ratio and do the cross multiplication. Okay, equate कर दिया ratio को cross multiply करो. X minus 25 into x minus 40 is equal to x into x minus 60. Now do the multiplication, open the brackets. X square minus 65x plus 1000 is equal to x square minus 60x. Now 65x minus 60x, that is 5x, will be equal to 1000. X square will get cancelled. So the value of x comes out to be 1000 divided by 5, that is 200. Alright, so 200 is the correct answer. Now B has given a correct answer, that is 200. So 200 meters is the length of the racetrack. Done? So that was question number 2. Let's quickly move on to our next question. A question on permutation combination. Very simple, very basic question. How many 5-digit even numbers can be formed using the digits 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 without repetition of digits? So repetition of digits is not allowed. You have to make 5-digit even numbers using the given digits. Now, Preet, you are asking, will this help in MHCT? Yes, Preet. In each of my sessions, I tell the students whatever sessions we are conducting for logical reasoning, quantitative ability, data interpretation, verbal ability. Now, all these sessions will be helpful in both CMAT and CT examination. Okay. So, if you are appearing for MHCT, watch all the sessions which we are conducting on MHCT, definitely, but also watch the sessions which we are conducting for CMAT as well. All right. So if you are writing any of these two examinations, attend both sessions, MHCT as well as CMAT. Now, as far as level of difficulty is concerned, it's more or less the same. All right, first answer 72. Let's check it out. Now we have to make a 5-digit number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The number should be an even number. That means the unit digit should be an even digit. Now, out of the given digits, how many even digits are available? 3 even digits are available, 2, 4, and 6. So I can say that the rightmost place can be filled in 3 ways. ठीक है? 3 ways में हम rightmost place को fill कर सकते हैं. Done with this place. Now out of 5 digits, 1 digit has been used for the units place. So the remaining 4 can come at this place, then remaining 3, remaining 2, and remaining 1, because repetition of digits is not allowed. So multiply these numbers, 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 into 3. So after multiplication, you will get your answer as 72. So yes, 72 is absolutely correct. The correct answer is option B. Okay. Now moving ahead, next question, question number 4. Now question on percentages, very common question you will find while practicing. Now this can be asked in different ways, but the logic, the concept behind this is always same. It's just that how much time you will take to find out the correct answer. Now, do not skip anything, do not miss anything. So in an election between two candidates A and B, 210 votes were considered invalid. Candidate A got 47% of the valid votes and lost the election by twice as many votes that were invalid. Find the number of votes cast. All right, Bhupinder, nice. Okay, wonderful. So two students have given the answer, Bhupinder and Preet, as usual. Any other student who is watching the session? Now, people, if you are not solving these questions, but you are sitting in this session, then you are wasting your time. Okay, so this is not a news channel in which you will learn things after listening. Okay, no, no. So if you'll not solve these questions, I'm not asking you to give me a correct answer. Like Bhupinder and Preet, both of you have given an incorrect answer. Okay, so I'll be telling you what mistake you have done. So now listen to whatever I'm doing and what it requires to mark a correct answer. Right? Now I'll assume the total number of valid votes as X. Okay, so total number of valid votes as X. Okay, so a candidate A got 47 percentage of valid votes. So always be careful about the base on which the calculation needs to be done. So A got 47 percentage of X. Okay, and B got the remaining. So 47 percentage of X is received by A, so B will receive 53 percentage of X, right? The difference between them is 6 percentage of x, and this is the margin by which A has lost or B has won. Now this is given equal to twice the number of votes that were invalid. How many invalid votes were there? 210. So this is twice of 210. So 6 percentage of x is equal to 210 multiplied by 2. So from here you will get the value of x. That is 420 divided by 6 multiplied by 100. So the value of x comes out to be 7,000. Now this is a very common practice that as soon as we are done with the calculation, we are impatient to mark the answer. Now what I always teach my students, like this is a very basic thing. Okay, so this is not a logic, this is not a concept, this is just a practice. So once you are done with the calculations, always go back and find out what you have calculated and what is asked in the question. Okay, now they're asking the number of votes cast, and I have got the value of valid votes, right? So what they have asked is not being calculated yet. So these are the number of valid votes. The number of invalid votes was 210. If I'll add these two, that will give you the value of the total number of votes which are cast. Okay, so 7210 is the correct answer, and that is option B. Okay, now you must think a lot of times कि यार हमने एग्जाम में तो सब कुछ सही किया है, but still marks क्यों कम आ रहे हैं? We possess good amount of knowledge, our solving skills, our solving speed is also good. Okay, so these are the reasons why we lose marks in the examination. So we have invested 1 minute, we have not done anything wrong, but still we have marked the wrong answer. Okay, right? So +4 की जगह -1 हो गया. That means we have lost 5 marks. Okay, so please don't do such things, right? Okay, awareness, Bhupendra, we know all these things, but we don't apply. हम भूल जाते हैं जल्दी करने के चक्कर में, ठीक है? So make a practice with like every time you solve a question. You are practicing questions at home, you are writing a test, you are solving solved examples, whatever you do, make it a practice, make it a habit that once you are completed with the calculations, always go back to the last line of the question and find out what is being asked and what you have calculated. Okay, that's it. This is what you have to do. It will take hardly 5 to 10 seconds extra, but it will help you in marking a correct answer every time. All right. Let's move on and look at the next question, question number 5. Question number 5, basic question on partnerships. Okay, solve करें. अभी तक तो आंसर आ जाना चाहिए था. A, B and C started a business. Total money invested is 69,000. Now A invested 4,000 more than B and B invested 7,000 more than C. So A, B, C. So let's say if C invested X rupees, then B invested 7,000 more than C, and A invested 4,000 more than B. So it will be X plus 11,000. The sum of these is equal to 69,000. Okay, so I can say that if I'll add on the left hand side, I'll have 3x plus 18,000, and on the right hand side it is 69,000. So solve for x. So 3x is equal to 51,000, x is equal to 17,000. Okay, so the money that A has invested is 17 plus 11, 28. B has invested 17 plus 7, that is 24, and C has invested 17,000. So the ratio in which the money is invested is 28 is to 24 is to 17. So the only important thing here is to obtain the ratio in which the money has been invested. All right. Our total profit is 10,350 and we have to find the share of C. So the share of C will be part of C, which is 17, divided by 28 plus 24 plus 17, 52 and 17, 69, multiplied by the total profit, that is 10,350. ओके, अब जस्ट मल्टीप्लाई करना है, डिवाइड करना है, एंड यू विल गेट योर आंसर. ओके, सो सिंप्लीफिकेशन 69 एंड ये कैंसिल हो जाने चाहिए. पहले 3 कैंसिल कर देते हैं. 23 एंड दिस इज द 3450, then 150. Now 150 into 17, 1500 plus 1050, that is 2550. So 2550, option A. 2550, option A is the correct answer of this question. Okay, right? So once you have obtained ratio, you just have to divide the total profit of 10,350 in this ratio and find out the share of C. All right. So share of C will be 17 divided by 69 into 10,350. After that, it's just calculation. सिर्फ calculation है. Calculation strong है, answer सही आएगा. Calculation weak है, answer सही आएगा, but देर से आएगा. It will take you time. Okay. So option A is the correct answer. Next, question number 6. Here the bar is on 3 and 4. ठीक है, 3 और 4 पे बार है. Express the following decimal in the form of a fraction. X is equal to 4.234, 34, 34, 34, and so on. Okay. Now these are the steps that are required to obtain or to convert this number in its fractional form. Now, first of all, shift the decimal one place on the right hand side. Why we are doing that? Because repetition is starting from 3 4 3 4 3 4. Okay, so I will take the decimal to a place from where the repetition is starting. So I'll have to multiply it by 10. So I'll get 42.343434 and so on. Now the repetition is for 3 and 4. So shift the decimal to 2 places on the right hand side. So for that, I'll have to multiply 10x further by 100. So 10 multiply 100 is 1000. So 1000x will be 4234.343434 and so on. Now perform subtraction among these two. 1000x minus 10x is 990x, and that is equal to 4234 minus 42. I have not written the portion after the decimal because it will be cancelled. Okay, in both the cases we have same portion after decimal which will be removed, which will be cancelled. So the value of x will be 4234 minus 42, that is 4192 divided by 990. Now you can cancel out the common factors. So if I'll cancel out 2, so it will be 2096 divided by 495. So 2096 divided by 495, the correct answer is option B. Sonu, Shubhangi and Bhupendra. All three of you have given correct answers. Wonderful, lovely. So that is question number 6. Let's move on to question number 7. Find the minimum value of the quadratic expression 4x square minus 7x plus 8. Minimum value of the quadratic expression. 4x square minus 7x plus 8. Any answer for this? No? Okay. Now for any quadratic expression, ax square plus bx plus c, maximum or minimum value exists when x is equal to minus b upon 2a. Okay. So calculate the value of x. So this is the value of x at which maximum or minimum value will occur. After calculating the value of x, you must substitute the value of x in the expression again to obtain the minimum or the maximum value of the entire expression. Now for this equation, the value of x will be minus of minus 7. Now here a is equal to 4, b is equal to minus 7 and c is equal to 8, right? Okay, so minus b upon 2a will be minus of minus 7 upon 2 into 4, that is 7 upon 8. So at x equal to 7 upon 8, I will get the minimum value of this expression. Okay? Now substitute the value of x as 7 upon 8. So 4 into 7 upon 8 square, that is 49 upon 64, minus 7 into 7 upon 8 plus 8. So simplify करते हैं 4 into 49 196 upon 64 minus 49 upon 8 plus 8, taking 64 as the LCM. So 196 minus 49 into 8, 392 plus 64 into 8, that is 512. Okay, so minus 196, 512 minus 196, 316 upon 64. Cancelling out 4, it will be 79 divided by 16. So 79 divided by 16, option D is the correct answer of this question. So Purushottam, one student has given a correct answer. Nice. Others, I hope they have understood the logic, the concept, the formula that will be applicable here. Okay. So option D is the correct answer of question number 7. Right? Let's move on. Next question, question number 8. Naveen buys milk for rupees 67 per liter and mixes it with water. He sells the mixture for the same price by making a profit of 18.75 percentage. Find the ratio of milk and water in the mixture if the price of water is zero. First answer from Purushottam. Again, option A. All right, 16 is to 3. Shubhangi says 15 is to 4. चलिए solve करते हैं. Now let's understand the basic concept behind this. Okay. Now do not look at this question. Just forget about this question. भूल जाओ इस question को फिलहाल. Now let's say I bought some milk at a price and I'm selling it at the same price. So if I'm buying it and selling it at the same price and I'm not adding any water, so that means I will have no profit, no loss. Okay, right? Now, second case, if I'm buying some milk, adding some water to it, and then selling it at the same price I have bought it, okay, then I will have profit. Now, whatever profit I will have, that profit will be because of the quantity of water that is being added. Because earlier I was selling the milk at its own price. Now I'm selling water at the price of milk. Okay, so whatever profit I will have, since I'm selling at the cost price, whatever profit I will have, that will be because I'm mixing some water. ओके सो जितना भी प्रॉफिट होगा सोनू एलिगेशन लगाने की जरूरत ही नहीं है इस मेथड में ओके इस क्वेश्चन में ओके अंडरस्टैंड द बेसिक सो वट एवर प्रॉफिट आई एम गेटिंग इज बिकॉज of the quantity of water that is being added. So I am getting 18.75% profit in this question. So that means whatever milk is, the quantity of water that I'm adding is 18.75 percentage of the quantity of milk, right? So if the quantity of milk was 100 ml, then the quantity of water that I've added is 18.75 ml. That's it. Simple. So कुछ एलिगेशन वेटेड एवरेज कुछ भी लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है. It's a very straightforward concept. If you understand, then you can find the answer as in less than 30 seconds. Okay. Now they're asking the ratio of milk and water. So you can calculate the ratio of milk and water. 100 divided by 18.75. Upon simplification, you will get your answer. Okay. So the answer will come out to be 16 upon 3. So 16 upon 3 is the correct answer. The correct option is option A, that is 16 is to 3. Okay. All right. Next question, question number 9. In a class, there are 50 students. If 30 students passed in maths and 40 students passed in science, then find the maximum number of students who passed in both the subjects. Simple question. It's a very simple question. Okay. Now, out of 50 students, 30 pass in maths and 40 in science. We have to maximize the portion such that maximize the number of students who pass in both. So if you draw a Venn diagram, एक Venn diagram draw करोगे, so both वाला region कौन सा होता है? Overlapped region. Okay. So if this is the universal set of 50 students and 30 students passed in maths, then, to maximize the number of students who passed in both subjects, I should be drawing the circle of science such that it completely overlaps the circle of maths. Okay. So this will be the area, this will be the region that shows, that represents the students who passed in both subjects. Okay, right? So students who passed in both subjects will be equal to the number of students who passed in maths, and that is equal to 30, which is option C, correctly given by Sonu, Purushottam, and Saina. Great. Now let's move on to the next question, which is a set of data interpretation. I kept two questions here. Okay, so read this information that is given to you. Then on the next slide, there are two graphs which you will see. One is pie chart and one is a bar graph. Okay, so have a look at the information. Zunaid, Manju, Cynthia, Saina, and Vishnu are five pilots working with national airlines. The following pie chart shows the percentage of total distance flown by each of them out of the total monthly distance flown of 6 lakhs kilometer. The bar chart shows the split or the percentage distribution of the distances flown on domestic and international flights, respectively, by each of the pilots. Okay, so first of all, let's look at the pie chart. The pie chart shows the percentage of distance flown by each of these pilots out of the total distance of 6 lakhs kilometer. Okay, so look at this pie chart. So this is Junaid, Manju, Cynthia, Saina, and Vaishnu. Okay. So percentage wise, percentage में given है a total distance of 6 lakhs. Okay. And this is the percentage of distance that each of them has covered. Okay. Now below there is a bar graph. So if I look at Zunaid, so whatever distance Zunaid has covered, it is split in two parts, domestic and international. Okay. So Zunaid, out of total distance he has covered, 20% is covered in domestic and 80% in international. All right. Now look at this graph, both the graphs. Total 6 lakh kilometer is covered, which is split in these five pilots like this. And below the bar graph gives you the percentage distribution of domestic and international distance covered by each of these pilots. Now write yes in the chat box if you have understood and you want me to take you to the questions. Don't start solving. There is no need to calculate the values of each of them as of now. Okay, you can start your calculations once like you will see the questions. Okay, yes, understood. Shall I take you to the questions? All right, so understood, right. So the first question on your screen now: which pilot among the following flew the highest distance on an international flight? On an international flight, which pilot among the following flew the highest distance? Which pilot among the following flew the highest distance on the international flight? I'll take you to the data. You are given five pilots. Out of these pilots, which pilot has flown the maximum distance? The maximum distance in international. All right, Purushottam, Bhupendra. चलिए चेक करते हैं. लेट्स डू द एनालिसिस. ठीक है. सो आई विल नॉट डायरेक्टली टेल यू द आंसर, बट लेट अस एनालाइज because whatever I'll be telling you, it might be helpful at some other places. Okay. Now, I have to find out which of these has flown the maximum distance internationally. Okay. If I look at the percentages, I can see that Zunaid and Cynthia both are at 80%, 80%. But I don't want percentage breakup, I want distance. Okay. So I'll have to take the help of pie chart as well. Right. Now, comparing Zunaid and Cynthia. Now, out of this, I can say that Cynthia has covered more distance than Zunaid. Okay, if I talk about the total distance covered, Cynthia has covered more than Zunaid. Now the percentage breakup for international is same. So the distance covered by Cynthia will be more than that of Zunaid internationally. Okay, total distance for Cynthia is more. The percentage breakup for international is same. So the distance traveled internationally will be more for Cynthia as compared to Zunaid. So answer will not be Zunaid. Okay. So now I have Cynthia as a reference. Now let's compare Manju and Cynthia. Once again, total distance covered by Cynthia is more than Manju. So if I'll compare these two, so this is Manju and this is Cynthia. So total distance covered by Cynthia is more than Manju. And percentage breakup for international for Cynthia is again more than Manju. So both these things are more. So the answer will not be Manju. Fine. So Zunaid and Manju both are eliminated. Right? Now let's talk about Cynthia and Saina. Now this is Saina and this is Cynthia. Now total distance covered by Cynthia is less, but the percentage breakup is more. Right? So now I should be comparing these two values. I should not be neglecting these. Okay. Now for Saina, 28.33 percentage is the total distance, which is divided equally among domestic and international, 50-50%. So for Saina, domestic will be half of this, that is 14.16 percentage, and international will also be 14.16 percentage, right? So for Saina, the distance traveled internationally will be 14.16 percentage of 6 lakhs. Okay? Stop. Now come to Cynthia. Now for Cynthia, international distance is 80 percentage of what she has covered in total. So 80 percentage of 22.5. ठीक है ना 80 परसेंटेज ऑफ 22.5 और डोमेस्टिक का 20 परसेंटेज होगा सो डोमेस्टिक का 20 परसेंटेज ऑफ दिस will be 4.5 percentage. So the remaining will be covered internationally. So 22.5 में से 4.5 अगर मैं remove कर देता हूं तो 18 percentage. 18 percentage of 6 lakhs is covered internationally, which is more than 14.16 which was covered by Saina. Okay, so Saina is also eliminated. Done. Now Cynthia and Vaishnu को compare करेंगे अगर so Cynthia's total distance is more than Vaishnu's total distance and Cynthia's percentage breakup is also more. So I can say that Vaishnu can also not be the answer. So after comparing Cynthia with all of them, I can say that Cynthia must have covered a total distance, sorry, Cynthia must have covered the maximum distance internationally. So yes, the correct answer is Cynthia. Okay. Now I have given you the entire explanation. Probably some portion of it might be utilized to solve some other cases, some other questions. It will be helpful in the examination. Okay. So the correct answer here is option E, that is Cynthia. Done. Now moving on, looking at the next question, question number 11. The distance flown on domestic flight by Manju is what percentage of total distance flown by Cynthia? So domestic Manju is what percentage of total distance flown by Cynthia? All right, this is what you'll have to find out. Write this expression. Domestic flown by Manju is what percentage of total distance flown by Cynthia? I will take you to the graph. Domestic by Manju is what percentage of total by Cynthia? Yes, any answer? Purushottam has given one answer, 16.66 percentage. All right, let's solve it. Now we have to find out domestic by Manju. Now Manju has covered a total of 12.5 percentage and in domestic it is 30 percentage. So it will be 30 percentage of 12.5. Okay, now 30 percentage of 12.5. So 12.5 का 10 percentage होगा 1.25, 30 percentage will be 3.75 and that will be percentage of the total distance, that is 6 lakhs. This is domestic travel by Manju. Now total by Cynthia is 22.5, is 22.5 percentage of 6 lakhs. Okay, so that means I just have to find out the ratio of these two. 3.75 divided by 22.5. 3.75 divided by 22.5. Simplifying, you will get this fraction as 1 by 6. Exactly as 1 by 6. Okay. Now 1 by 6 when converted into percentages, you know what it will be? It will be 16.66 percentage. So the correct answer of this question is option D, 16.66. Right? Now people understand one thing, that in such questions, majority of times you will understand that, you will observe that, like in this case, total distance of 6 lakhs was not used in the calculations. We have never used that. Wherever we have used, wherever we have written it, it was cancelled out. Okay. So in majority of questions, such things will happen. ओके सो 6 lakhs की जगह अगर मैं 5.2 lakhs दे देता तो कैलकुलेशंस अगर करते तो ऑब्वियसली डिफिकल्ट होता बट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट सच वैल्यूज कैन बी can be ignored, can be rejected. Okay, so please always do not run after the exact calculations. Please try to understand the faster ways, the smarter ways of doing calculations. Okay, so friends, that is all from my side for today's session. Now some important information for all of you. Now you can unlock your free trial on the application of BYJU'S exam prep for 3 days. Okay, so just unlock your 3-day free trial access for the portal of BYJU'S exam prep by entering your mobile number on our application and clicking start free trial. MHCT specialized course is still available for the students who just want to accelerate their preparation in the last few days. Okay, it will have 55 plus classes in the live format, 50 plus recorded live classes, 250 plus pre-recorded conceptual lectures, 12 mock papers based on actual paper pattern, and more than 3,500 practice questions across varying level of difficulty. Okay. Also, All India Open Mock for MHCT 2024 is already live and it will be live up till 25th of February. So visit our application and register for this test. Roadmap to 99% in CAT 2024 free live interactive workshop will be conducted on 21st of February at 7 p.m. To register for this workshop, visit our application. Last lap to MHCT MBA 2024. 10 power packed live sessions with highly probable questions which will boost your section wise score is starting from 22nd of February at 7 p.m. almost on daily basis. Also get up to 90% scholarship on CAT preparation programs. The next scholarship test is being conducted on 25th of February at 11 a.m. For this, you will have to register. Okay, so first of all, register for this scholarship test by visiting our application. CAT College Predictor is also available, which is based on your profile score. Click on Talk to our counselor on the application of BYJU'S exam prep to talk to our counselor. Get social with us on all these social media platforms. A very, very thank you to all of you for being a part of this session. We'll see you again. Have a nice time. Bye bye.